What if I told you that the real secret to scaling your business isn't just about mastering digital marketing strategy? It's about how you master this. This is the terrifying and very beautiful truth. We are all born with an hourglass. It's sand already falling. But we live as though we have an infinite supply of this. We trade our most precious assets for things that don't really matter, thinking we can always get more tomorrow, but you can't. The clock, my friend, doesn't pause, it doesn't negotiate, and it will not wait for you to be ready. How many weeks do you think you have left? Don't guess. I want you to truly think about the number. Is it 1,000? Maybe 2,000. Most people have never done this simple, brutal math. They just drift thinking the road ahead goes on forever. And that, my friend, is seriously a grand illusion. Let me ask you this question. What actually are you doing with your time? Today, we're going to shatter that illusion. We're not here for philosophy. We're here to do the math. The goal isn't to scare you, it's to shock you into action. This is an intervention because buried in this truth is the secret to unlocking the life you were meant to live. To finally light that entrepreneurial fire you have kept on low for way too long, the sand is falling. And the question is, what are you going to do with the grains you have left? I'm Les Parham, the owner and founder of a very successful digital marketing and advertisement business. We have been in business for years, made our clients millions of dollars in revenue. And I host this YouTube channel where we teach business owners of all sizes and entrepreneurs how to grow and scale their business with the application of digital marketing. But there is one thing that I wish my mentors could have gotten to me sooner and taught me how to master this one thing. Because I found over years of being in business and years of being alive that there truly is one asset, one commodity that stands supreme in the universe. And if you learn how to master this, my friend, not only your business, but your life will be infinitely changed for the better. It's time to elevate your thinking and grow your mind through time. Follow me through 3 sections that may be the most important thing you've ever heard in your entire life. Let me ask you this question. What do you think is the most important thing in your life? Maybe it's something in your house, your surroundings. Maybe it's your family. What's the most important thing in your business? Your environment, maybe your school, could be your city, county, state, or even your country, maybe the world. Do me a favor. In the comments, just jot down real quick what you think is the most important thing in your life, what you think that is. Now, let me give you an alternative theory about what the most important thing in the world actually is. Not only is this the single most valuable asset in the world, this spans the entire universe. It's time. Let's talk about it. Section 1, the problem, the grand delusion of infinite time. All right, let's break this down. Forget years. Let's talk about weeks. If you look at the recent numbers from the CDC, the average life expectancy in the US is around 79 years. Now, this number has been up and down lately, but let's just use it as our baseline. What does that look like? 79 years is about 4,108 weeks. That's it. Your whole existence fits into a grid of just over 4,000 squares. Picture that. Now, let's make it real personal. How old are you? 25, maybe, right? If you are, you've already used up 1,300 of your weeks. Gone. Over a quarter of your calendar is filled in and you can't even get it back. You can't ever get it back. Maybe you're 35. That's 1,820 weeks. Vanished. Almost half your time is spent. At 45, you've burned through 2,340 weeks, leaving you with just over 1,700 left. Let that sink in for a minute. This isn't some motivational quote. It's just simple math. A big piece of your life calendar is already shaded in. And those aren't just numbers. They are the summers you'll never get back, the projects you never started, and the talks you never had. You know, it's funny. The Roman philosopher Seneca was talking about this same exact thing around 2,000 years ago. He said life isn't really short, but we make it short by wasting so much of it. He wrote, "It's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. We guard our money, we guard our property, but we give away our hours and days, the very stuff life is made of, like they're worthless. We tell ourselves we'll start that business when the time is right. We'll pursue that passion after the next promotion." This, my friend, is the grand delusion. We believe the future has this huge untapped supply of time where everything will be perfect, but that time doesn't exist. The calendar is a hard reminder that the future is a limited resource. The road ahead is not infinite, it has a clear end, and a big part of it is already in the rearview mirror. This realization is the first step. It's the moment you stop assuming you have forever and start asking what you're going to do with the time you have now. Section 2, the agitation. Where does the time actually go? So we've established that our number of weeks is shockingly small, but here's the really terrifying part: how little of the time is actually ours. The empty space on your life calendar is not all free time, not even close. Let's peel back the layers of the onion and see where the time is already spent. First, let's take out the most basic need: sleep. If you get a healthy 8 hours a night, you spend exactly 1/3 of your life unconscious. Simple math. Of your 4,108 weeks, about 1,369 of them are in bed. Poof, gone. A third of your calendar is blacked out before you've even had your morning coffee. That's 26 years dedicated to just sleeping. That's a third of your life, right? Now, let's look at work. The average person works about 34 hours a week. If you work from 20 to 65, a standard career, you will spend over 79,000 hours at your job. That comes out to 9 full years of your life. In our calendar, that's another 468 squares filled in. But it's not just work hours, you got to get there. The average commute is about 27 minutes one way. That's nearly an hour a day, 5 days a week for 45 years. That's another 1.2 years of your life spent in a car or on a train. It's another 64 weeks gone. So far, that's sleep, work, and commuting. We're already down thousands of weeks. But what about just living? Chores, errands. The data shows people spend hours every day just cooking, cleaning, and doing laundry. Let's be conservative and say it's 2 hours a day. Over your adult life, that's another 5 years. Another 262 of your precious weeks gone. Now, for the modern time thief, the TV screen, how much time do you spend scrolling? One report shows the average person is on social media for over 2 hours and 20 minutes a day. Let's just round it down to 2 hours. Over 60 years, that is 5 entire years of your life spent staring at a screen, consuming content you won't ever remember tomorrow. That's 5 years gone. Let's do the math. I'll do it for you. Out of a 79-year life, we have roughly 26 years of sleeping, 9 years of working, 1.2 years of commuting, and 5 years of chores. 5 years on social media. That's 46.2 years out of 79. Over half of your life is already booked before you can even get to choose what to do. This is the agitation. The problem isn't just that you have 4,108 weeks. The problem is a huge chunk of them are already spoken for. The time that is truly yours, the time to chase a dream, launch that venture, it's a tiny fraction of what you thought. This isn't your practice life. This is all you get. So the question this forces on us is, what on earth are you doing with that little bit of time that's left? Section 3, the solution, igniting your fire. Staring at the math can feel paralyzing. I get it, but that's not the point. This terrifying truth is not an ending. It's a beginning. It's the catalyst. Realizing your time is scarce is the only thing that can actually give it value. This is where we have to talk about regret. Research from psychologists at Cornell University explored what really haunts us the most. Overwhelmingly, our biggest, most enduring regrets come from failing to be the person we dreamed of being, our ideal self. When asked to name their single biggest regret, a huge majority of people, and we're talking over 75% in one study, pointed to a failure to chase their dreams and their aspirations. People don't lay on their deathbeds wishing they'd answered more emails. They regret the chances that they didn't take, the businesses that they didn't start. As Steve Jobs said, your time is limited. So don't waste it living someone else's life. This is the moment to ignite your entrepreneurial fire. And entrepreneurial doesn't just mean starting a tech company. It means taking ownership, being the founder of your own life. It's about rejecting the default path and building a life around what matters to you the most. It's the ultimate act of reclaiming your time. But how? Knowing isn't enough. The enemy is procrastination, which isn't about laziness. It's about the fear. Studies show a huge number of adults struggle with chronic procrastination. It's a defense mechanism against the fear of failing. You want to be successful? No, you don't. You want to wait for the perfect time. You want to build a business? No, you don't. You want to avoid judgment and you want to sleep. That's what you want to do. So let's make this real. You don't need a grand plan. You need to take the first steps today. First, use the 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle. It says 80% of your results will come from 20% of your actions. Your mission is to find that vital 20%. What is the one single thing you can do this week that moves you closer to that ideal self, whatever self you want? Is it buying a domain name? Is it making one phone call? Find it and do it first. Second, use the Eisenhower matrix. It divides tasks into what's important and what's urgent. Most of us live in the urgent but not important box, reacting to emails and notifications. Key here is to actually live in the important but not urgent box. This is where you plan, learn, and create. You have to schedule time for this. Block it out on your calendar like it's the most important meeting of your life, because it actually is. Finally, you have to declare war on just sitting still. Start ridiculously small. If you want to write a book, your goal for today isn't a chapter. It's just one sentence. The point isn't the output. The point is to prove to yourself that you can start. The terrifying truth of your remaining time isn't here to crush you. It's leverage. It's the force you can now use to push back against fear and distraction. The calendar doesn't lie. The weeks are falling away. Use the pressure. Turn yourself into a diamond. Let it be the fire that forges the rest of your days into a masterpiece. Take a moment after this video is over. Don't just click to the next thing. Sit with this feeling. Look at your own calendar. What is the one thing you will do this week that your future self will thank you for later? Write it down. If you're listening, there's a message in there somewhere. If this resonates with you and you want to keep building a life of your own, subscribe for more. And please share this with one person you know who needs to hear this today. And here's one more thing that I want you to think about. You know, nowadays, people are so worried about the fear of failing, doing something incorrectly, mistake, a blunder, a trip up, just not being their normal self. Again, I want to give you another alternative way of thinking about it. There is nothing wrong with failure, because failure teaches you what you need to survive. The problem is we live in a pristine, perfect world. Everybody wants it their way right now, and everybody wants to be perfect because of something they saw on Instagram. It's not how life really is, okay? What I'm trying to tell you is this. In life, especially in business, but in life, you have to learn to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. What do I mean? Every failed lesson, every mistake is simply a building block, a step that will bring you to somewhere better, somewhere far greater than you ever thought you could go later on in your life. I will tell you, if your life is perfect, if there's nothing wrong, if you're not stressed in any way, then there actually is something wrong. Think about what I just said. Now, I have two more things for you, and then I'm going to let you all go. First is what I call the empowerment mindset, which is actually the key to your career success unveiled. When we talk about the empowering your mindset, what we're actually talking about is how you can learn to reprogram your success. You can transform your mindset for lifelong achievements simply by unlocking and empowering your mind. What I'm about to show you will allow you to embark on a journey that literally reshapes how you think about your success. By empowering you to overcome obstacles and seize opportunities, not only in your professional life, but in your personal life as well. You can learn practical techniques to foster a growth mindset that propel you toward your goals. Here, you can change your life by changing the way you think. This is something that will give you enhanced mental focus. You'll be able to master the art of focusing your energies on what truly matters for your success. It'll also give you empowered thinking. You'll learn to replace self-doubt with a confident mindset that turns challenges into opportunities. You'll learn goal achievement. I'm talking about the techniques that will help you set, pursue, and achieve your most ambitious goals. And lastly, you'll learn resilience building, where you actually develop the resilience to push through setbacks and maintain your drive. How can you get this, and what am I talking about? I'm talking about a digital course that allows you to reprogram your success. Start the journey towards a more successful and fulfilling life today. By enrolling in our Reprogramming Success course, you'll gain access to powerful tools and insights that will transform your mindset and unlock your potential. The link to this course is in the description below. And even better yet, if you've made it to this point in the video, I'm going to put some icing on the cake for you. Click the first link in the description right now, and inside you'll find a promo code. That gives you a 50% discount. That's huge. Now, the power of your mind has just been unlocked. You'll have to round it off by learning how to tame your productivity, as it will skyrocket after you finish the previous course that I just mentioned. Once your thinking has been adjusted, we now need to harness that power and develop powerful production within your days. How do you do that? It's simple. The next thing I want to share with you is a comprehensive course. That's actually a 7-day cohort designed to teach you the fundamental principles of productivity. And you'll develop the skills to just get more done, even if you have a short amount of time. Now, I've taken both of these courses multiple times, and let me tell you, YouTube Familia, they really work. If you're a business professional, this will teach you how to meet your deadlines without those long hours at the office that we all hate. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. This will show you how to manage your business smoothly and find time to relax. You could be a student. Here, you'll learn to boost your study efficiency and still have time for some fun. Or maybe you're a busy parent like me, like a lot of us. You'll learn how to juggle family life and personal time, all stress-free. It's literally for anyone feeling overwhelmed. If your to-do list is far too long, just like all of ours are, this will show you how to tackle it easy. Your new chapter starts here. This course is a game changer for anyone who feels there aren't enough hours in the day. Whether you're a parent, a student, a professional, or just someone looking to streamline their daily routines, this cohort offers the tools and support to make every day much more productive and more enjoyable. You can click the second link in the description now. Sign up today and take the first steps toward a simpler, more effective way of living. This cohort has 10 plus in-depth modules. The course has over 35 hours of video lessons designed to give you a complete understanding of productivity principles and show you how to apply them to your life. You can watch from any device, giving you accessibility from laptops, notebooks, tablets, computers, and smartphones. Included with a full list of cheat sheets that help you quickly reference key concepts and techniques, checklists that help you keep on track of all the elements, ensuring you don't overlook anything important, and trackers so you can stay on top of your progress. And I can't believe I'm going to do this again, but here it goes. If you made it to this point in the video, I'll list another promo code inside the second course, which is a cohort, that will offer you huge savings. So what are you waiting for? Hit that second link in the description also and get your access today. Now, we've talked about a lot, but think about this. The clock is ticking. It's always been ticking, but you can hear it now. You've seen the calendar, you've done the math, and you know the stakes. Every sunrise is a new blank square, a chance to build, to create, to become. Your time is limited. It is the most valuable thing you will ever own. Don't waste it. Do what you love and do it now. If you'd like to add more motivation to your day, all you have to do is click right here.